Hi everyone, another day of Vlogmas. I'm starting the day off pretty late. So I got up this morning. I had my first meeting of the day at 9:30. So that was with the virtual assistant job that I have, which I should tell y'all, I actually have two virtual assistant jobs. I haven't mentioned it because I've been waiting to kind of see how the other one will go. I don't I'm the type of person back in the day, like updating LinkedIn with a new job. I'd be at that new job for like 2 or 3 months before I would update LinkedIn because I did not want to be embarrassed by saying that I got a new job and then something happened and then I'm not at the new job like 4 weeks later. So yeah, I've been just kind of testing things out with them, but I think it's going well. So I guess I'll go ahead and share that I do have a new part-time job. It's around 40 hours a month. So definitely not full time, but it's another revenue stream and it's another virtual assistant client. So this was actually a referral from my first virtual assistant client. Um, you know, you tend to hang around people who are similar to you. And so the first client, who's an entrepreneur, she knows a whole bunch of other entrepreneurs. And she was talking to one and they were like, I'm a mess. I need help. And she was like, oh, you should talk to Simone. And so we talked and now we work together. So I'm doing the same, not exactly the same type of thing. It's more email marketing. So I run her newsletter. And then I'm also creating a lot of graphics for her like Instagram account. And I think it has the potential to grow into more things. So yeah, we'll see how it goes, but it's going well now. It hasn't even been a month since I started with her, but seems like a good working relationship. So I have a new revenue stream. And I actually need to do my budget for December. I'm filming this on December 3rd. Is today the 3rd? Yeah, today's the 3rd. And I haven't done my budget for December yet. So I do need to do that. But I also have a bunch of other things that I need to do today as well. So this morning, the call for the first virtual assistant job, we have like a monthly call where me and the client meet just to talk about things and how things are going. But neither one of us had any updates. So that call lasted for like a minute and a half, like literally 90 seconds. And which was good because that gave me more time to work on the other client, creating some images for her, Instagram. But that took me longer than I realized. And so I was supposed to go and get groceries this morning, but I didn't do that because I was still working for the other client. And I have a to-do list of things I need to do today. I need to edit the Vlogmas video that will come out today on December 3rd. I filmed that yesterday, so I need to edit that today. I need to send and respond to some emails. I have a meeting at 3 o'clock with my life and executive coach. So I haven't told y'all about working with her, but she has been incredible. So she saw one of my videos and she reached out to me and she was like, I'd love to connect with you and see how we can work together. And so she's been working with me for free, which is great. And it's for a limited time. It's just a few sessions. I think it's like 8 sessions that I have with her, but she's a life and executive coach. She kind of lets me dictate the flow of the conversations. And so I've been focusing more on life things the first few sessions, but starting today, I want to focus on the business side things. It sounds weird to say, but I guess this is a business. Content creation is a business. It's been paying my bills all year. So I guess I have to come to terms with that like this is a business. So I want to talk to her about how to structure things like a business, like business checking accounts. Should I be a LLC? Her opinion like on S Corp type things. And she's not a accountant or a lawyer or anything like that, but I still think that she can help me set up the right frameworks for what I want life and numbers to be. So yeah, I have a call with her at 3. After the call, I then need to I need to do some things for my tenant who will be moving in next month. I have like a month and a half before she moves in. So I'm going to write the lease today. And then she also asked me for measurements of her room. So I need to measure out her room and send that to her. But I'm going to write the lease so that she can review it before we meet virtually on Saturday. And on Saturday, we're going to review the lease to make sure, it's right, I guess, or it makes sense to both of us so that we can sign it. So I need to do that today. And then later tonight, I am going out. I'm going to a silent book club. So if you've never heard of that before, a silent book club, it's not where people meet to discuss the same book. Instead, it's a group of people meeting and everyone is reading a different book and you read silently for like an hour. And then afterwards, you can talk to people about like, oh, this is what I'm reading. What did you read? What did you like about it? What did you not like about it? Like, who would you recommend this to? And it's a way to meet other readers, yes, but it's also a way to just meet people in general and just get out and socialize. So so I'll be doing that tonight. So I'm excited about that. I've gone to it before, but I've never talked to anyone. I would just go there and read and leave. But today I'm going to actually initiate conversations with people because I learned that after going to Afrotech last month or in October, I learned that I can talk to strangers and the world won't end and it'll be okay. So if I can do that at Afrotech and do that like every day, multiple times a day, then I can do it in my personal life as well. So I'm going to go read and then talk to people. So that's my plan for today. So it is 5:30. I just finished editing the video. It is about halfway done exporting. Video creation takes a lot, okay? It takes a lot of power on your computer. Anyone who has been around me in real life while I've been working, they know how badly I need a new computer. Wait. If you can hear that sound, that is the sound of my computer overheating. And that is actually a quieter version of it. When it really is working hard, it's very, very loud. And I bought it July of 2020 and it's now December 2025. And it's something that I use every single day. I really want a new one and it's starting to be a need as far as having a new one. It dies a lot. It'll just like stop working and it overheats all the time. So I do want a new one. And when I was home for Thanksgiving, every time I'd be working on it and it would overheat, my brother, he was like, why don't you just use your emergency fund to buy a new computer? And I was like, I don't want to, it's not an emergency. It's a want and it could definitely be a business expense, but I don't know. I just don't feel comfortable doing that because the computer that I would need would cost like thousands of dollars and that's just not something that I feel comfortable buying right now. So I'm going to make this computer work as long as it can. Y'all, so as you can see, I'm all dressed up. I leave the house, I go to the silent book club, and the place is closed. So I go and I check their Instagram, the building where it's at, and I check the Instagram and they never said that they weren't doing it this week, but there's nobody there. Like the lights are off, the chairs are on the table, like it's not open, it's closed. So I was very annoyed because I was looking forward to it. I wanted to see if I could meet some new people and stuff. So and just wanted like a nice little break from the day. So I guess my break was driving there and back. But I'm back home now, so I still have some more work to do. I still need to write the lease and measure out the room, the guest room, and send that to my new tenant. I'm trying to put some like mental separation between just calling her my friend. I'm trying to have like this is my friendship hat. Then this is my landlord hat. And so when I talk to her about business stuff or living stuff, living situation stuff, I got my landlord hat on. So I need to send this information over to my tenant because they've been waiting for it for like a day. We'll see if I eat anything for dinner or if I just eat snacks. Ladies who watch my channel, do y'all ever do girl dinner? Because I do girl dinner all the time. If you don't know, girl dinner is like you just piecing together things and calling it a meal when it's not. Like sometimes my girl dinners are like, this sounds weird. This sounds like a struggle. But sometimes my girl dinners are like pickles and sunflower seeds, and I just eat enough of it to feel satisfied. So you could also call it a struggle meal because that's not a real dinner. The other day I was on FaceTime with some friends and I told them what I was making and they told me it was a girl dinner. I think I had like some chicken meatballs and then I paired it with this like I think a cucumber salad. It was like cucumbers, tomatoes, onions, and the dressing was like this red wine vinegar and olive oil mixed together. And then I paired that with the chicken meatballs. And when I told them that, they were like, "Yeah, that's a girl dinner." So if you too make girl dinners, you are not alone. I do it as well. All right, so I am in the guest room and I'm about to measure it out. I even went through the steps of using Canva to create a little like floor plan. I'll show y'all later when it's done. But yeah, I don't know. The type A perfectionist in me was like, "Ooh, I'm gonna make this look legit." So, because she said she wanted the measurements, and so I'm a visual person, and I think that stuff like that helps. So I'm making an actual floor plan. Will it be completely accurate? No, it will not. And I would put an asterisk saying this is the. I think I said not drawn to size, obviously, but you get the idea. But yeah, so let me measure things out. Bob the Builder, can she measure it? Bob the Builder. Yes, she can. It's actually a pretty small room. So this wall is adjacent to the hallway, 90 inches. So I want to get a Murphy bed in here. And not just me. I talked to her about it. She also wants a Murphy bed. She doesn't often actually sit on the bed. Like she really just sleeps in the bed. But if she's just like lounging in her room, she's not going to be sitting on the bed. She likes sitting on the floor. It's her life. She can do what she wants. No judgment. It would give her a lot more space in here if I had a Murphy bed. So I am trying to secure that. I'm not going to buy it for her, but I have wanted a Murphy bed in here, even if no one lived in this room, just because I have a vanity space in here and that's where I do my makeup. And I'll have to move that into my office when she moves in, but she's not going to live here for forever. So I would still want a Murphy bed in here, even when it's just me. That way I have a lot more options with this room because now I have so many things in here that it feels very tight and like very cluttered. So I'm going to see if I can get a Murphy bed in here using my content creator negotiation skills. So stay tuned. We'll see if I'm successful. See, it's not a perfect square because the door is angled about 95 inches. Want to measure how deep the closet is for her. Right now, it's my clothes, which means I also have to clear out this closet and put it in my closet, which means I need to clear out my closet so that this closet can be cleared out. There's so much to do. Closet is 21 inches deep. This back wall is 117.5 inches. 117.5. 121. Yes, I can't wait until there's a Murphy bed in here. It will really give this room so much more walking space. When this vanity isn't in here anymore, that clothing rack isn't in here anymore, this room can just be like a blank slate. Even though I'm not going to be the one in here, but my room is small too, by the way. Before I measured the room, I actually created the lease. So let me go over what the lease is going to say. It is hot. Why is it hot in this room? Maybe it's me in this turtleneck that I have on, but I am warm. Okay, so the lease has 12 sections, and I used ChatGPT to help me create the lease. I told it where I live, like what state. I said abide by the North Carolina tenant rules or whatever. And I told ChatGPT my particular details, like when the lease will start, the rent amount, security deposit, utilities, stuff like that. The lease term, she will be moving in officially. We talked about it. She moved it up a little bit. It was January 24th, but now it's going to be January 17th. And we are going to do a month-to-month basis. I'm doing it month-to-month just because we don't know how long she'll be staying. She asked me how long I want her to live with me, and I was like, well, I have some credit card debt, so it'd be nice if you lived here until the credit card debt is paid off. But I mean, as I've said before, I care about the friendship and I don't want anything to happen to the friendship. So I was like, if it feels like us living together is hurting our friendship, then I want you to leave before before the credit card debt is paid. So we haven't really discussed an actual length of time that she would live with me or live here. We're really just playing it by ear. And then also, like, even if we do like living together, but something in her personal life changes and she needs to leave, like, she doesn't have to stay here until my credit card debt is paid off. So yeah, it's really by ear. So that's why I'm doing it month to month. And we will have a monthly sit down, just a check-in to see how things are working. So also I'm including that either party has to provide 60 days written notice for the lease to be terminated. So the second section is about rent. So monthly rent is $1,000. It's due on the first of the month. It's late after the 5th of the month, and the late fee is 5% of the monthly rent. The payment methods that I will accept are PayPal, check, or Cash App. Section 3 is a security deposit. So I am saying the tenant shall pay a $300 security deposit prior to moving in. The deposit covers damage to their room, their bathroom, damage to the shared living spaces, or damage to provided furniture or fixtures. Security deposit will be returned within 30 days of move out, minus any lawful deductions per North Carolina general statutes. The rented space. So this is the space that she gets. She gets a private bedroom, private bathroom, shared access to kitchen, living room, laundry, and patio, storage areas specifically designated by landlord. It added that in there, like ChatGPT added that last line in, and one parking space. They can hang items, pictures, shelves, decor in their bedroom. I need to add bedroom and bathroom, provided any holes, damage, are repaired upon move out. Utilities are included, but split 50-50 between the tenant and landlord. So that's internet, water, energy/electric. They're due from the tenant on the 15th of each month. House rules is section 6. Cleanliness. Both parties shall keep all shared living spaces tidy, clean, and free of clutter. There's a difference between tidy and clean. Tidy is visual clutter. Clean is sanitizing. So we got to keep them both tidy and clean. Clean up after yourself in the kitchen. Maintain reasonable personal hygiene and household habits. Guests. Overnight guests shall stay in the tenant's room only, meaning we're not going to have nobody sleeping on that couch. If they can't sleep with you in this bed or sleep on the floor in your bedroom, they not sleeping downstairs. Guests may not stay more than 5 nights total per month. I just added that in because I'm like, I don't want her to have someone and then they're here for like a month. So I was like, yeah, they can't stay here more than 5 days. Hosts are responsible for their guest behavior. No guests may sleep in shared areas. No smoking, vaping, or substances. anywhere on the property. Pets. No pets. Noise and conduct. Respectful noise levels are expected. Disruptive behavior may result in termination of this agreement. Maintenance and repairs. So landlord responsibilities. I maintain all the major systems like the HVAC, electrical, and plumbing and ensure a habitable home. The tenant responsibilities. Keep the rented room and bathroom clean, immediately report issues such as leaks, electrical problems, pests, or safety concerns, and be financially responsible for damages caused by tenant or tenant's guests. And they may not make major alterations without written approval, but they may decorate their bedroom. Privacy and access. Shared spaces are accessible at all times to both parties. Landlord will provide 24-hour notice before entering tenant's private bedroom, except in case of emergencies. And the tenant cannot enter my private bedroom or personal areas. Safety. Tenant agrees to not disable the smoke detectors, lock all doors when entering or leaving, and report safety hazards promptly. Section 10. Termination. This agreement may be terminated by either the party within 60 days written notice. Grounds for early termination by landlord include non-payment of rent, repeated late fees, violation of house rules, illegal behavior, property damage, or threatening or unsafe conduct. I wish my friend would. And if they do not vacate by the termination date, the landlord may proceed under the North Carolina eviction laws. Section 11 is the governing law. This agreement is governed by the laws of the state of North Carolina. Section 12, the entire agreement. This document constitutes the entire agreement between the parties and supersedes all prior discussions. Any modifications must be in writing and signed by both parties. Then an area for our signatures. So that's the lease. I'm about to copy and paste this into Google Docs and edit a couple things just to make sure. Like there were some places where I felt like ChatGPT kind of added its own thing in there. So I'm just going to edit it and I'll be sending it off to her along with the floor plan. This made me sound or feel like very legit. It made me feel like a real landlord, which I guess that's what I am. Wow. And like a little more than a month, she'll be here. But also that means that I'll be getting money, which is good. I'll have to prorate her rent for January because she's moving in the middle of the month. That means extra money in January, and that means in February, I'll be getting an extra $1,000. I'm excited. Okay, I'm going to end this video here because I am tired. So hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time. Bye.